Hello, everyone. It's me, Orpheon, your infinite dragon sorcerer here, and I'm making another what if video. This what if in particular was suggested by one of my subscribers. Was what if Deku was Max Steel? And for those of you who don't know about Max Steel, I can't blame you. It was like a long time ago when that show aired, and it was on Netflix, but it got taken down because a new series had to be added to it. But Max Steel is a human who was born with a massive amount of turbo energy, which means he had advanced strength, speed, and durability and power. But yeah, this was. If any of you guys don't know about Max Steel, it's about alien technology called the Ultralinks, and they drain the life energy out of planets, and yeah, that whole thing. But I'm gonna relatively only include stuff that are basically not gonna change the entire what if as a whole. So I'm only gonna include, well, some things. One, the first of all, I'm only gonna include Max Steel and some of the people who are in the main Max Steel universe. Mainly Max Steel himself, his mom, his friends, his that whole agency that pretty much protects the planet from alien threats, and basically, if any of you guys don't know anything about Max Steel, I guess I can recommend you watch it. Or I do know that Max Steel has turbo strength, flight, and wait, so it's turbo strength and flight. Also, speed, charger, clone, and invisibility. And hold on, I'm trying to keep up with all his abilities. So, if any of you have any ideas about Max Steel's abilities, like if I left anything out, please let me know in the comments down below. If any of you have watched Max Steel, please let me know down in the comments because I don't want to sound stupid. Okay, let's get to the what if. Pretty much Max Steel, or mainly Max, after he saved the entire world, and let's say the Max Steel universe and My Hero universe are one and the same. They're all together, and they share the same universe. So, pretty much, Max is in his mid-20s, and he goes to Japan, and he tries to figure out why people were developing powers. And he was trying to investigate and gain more information, and he's with his partner, Steel. And Steel is an Ultralink, and he's bonded with Max, and he's basically along with him for the whole thing. And he had to become a pro hero because he had to be able to use his powers out in the open. So he took the pro licensing exam, and he actually became the fourth ranked hero. So the third ranked hero is Bestina's, the second ranked hero is Endeavor, and the number one hero is, of course, All Might. So he then comes across Inko Midoriya, and she's basically technically she's in college and stuff like that. So since Max is a pro and he's the fourth ranked hero, and he's called Max Steel, and everyone likes him. He's a very well-known hero, and not only that, sorry, pretty much what Max tries to talk to Inko Midoriya, and he saves her, and they then start dating and eventually got married, and it is basically years pass and Midoriya is born, but Midoriya, as he's born, he has a massive amount of turbo energy, just like Max does. So he technically has to find a way of making sure Deku will be able to control his energy, otherwise he'll explode and destroy the entire area or the entire planet. So Max then is able to find an Ultra Link, and it's inactive. So he alters the programming and memories of this Ultra Link, and he has Steel to help him out with that. And he does the same thing by asking Steel if he can reprogram this Ultra Link to not try to destroy the entire planet, or try to conquer the planet, or kill anyone, or warn the other Ultra Links or anything like that, because I'm trying to make it more down to earth and more plausible in this what if. So while Max and Steel are reprogramming this Ultra Link, it pretty much works out a little bit well, and the progress is good, but they have to put it to the ultimate test. And pretty much while this is happening, Steel and Max, they are called by Inko, and she's calling Max about saying, "Honey, it's Midoriya. He's crying, but he's glowing, and all the electronics are going out of control when everything's blacking out." And Max says, "Oh no, is it time already? But the Ultra Link, we don't know if it'll work yet, or if it's activated." And Steel says, "It's okay, let's hurry." And then he says, "Go turbo! Speed!" And he runs as fast as he can to, and he makes it on time, and he takes baby Midoriya, and he's still crying, and every electronic is still glitching out, and some of the electronics in the city start exploding or short-circuiting, and while Max is in turbo speed mode, Steel, that Max and Steel, while holding baby Midoriya, then try to take him to the lab that Max was using to reprogram the Ultra Link. And the Ultra Link is bonded with Midoriya. So it's basically green because Midoriya, his hair is green. And this time in this what if, Midoriya, his turbo energy is basically green. So green energy was going all over the place, and Max says, "Hurry, activate the Ultra Link." And Steel says, "Alright, here we go. Here goes everything." And then the Ultra Link senses baby Izuku's energy and his turbo energy, and it links up with him accordingly. And the Ultra Link that Max and Steel reprogrammed, let's just call it Turbo. We're going to call it Turbo, and it's green. It's basically a green version of Steel. And pretty much it bonds with baby is Deku, and he stops crying, and his energy is more under control, and it absorbs a little bit, and I mean a lot, of Deku's turbo energy. And Deku, as a baby, he's getting a better handle on it. He's crying down, stops crying, and he sees his dad, and Max is like, hey, Izuku, Are you okay? Don't worry. Daddy's here. And then Steel's like, oh, brother. Good thing we managed to reprogram the Ultralink. And hopefully this Ultralink isn't going to remember anything about the other Ultralinks. That will be a big problem if it does. And then some years go by, but when Deku, he's a kid, and he has Turbo just floating around with him, and he talks, and he's basically making sure that no one tries to mess with Deku, and even Bakugo's like, so what's up with this piece of junk that's always flying with you and hovering over around you? Turbo, he's basically saying, what? Who are you calling a piece of junk? I'm way better than that. Any inferior technology I've seen so far are here. And then Deku starts laughing and tries to calm Turbo down. He says, calm down, Turbo. Don't act so mean. Don't worry. Everything's going to be alright. And Turbo is basically just has sort of like, he kind of has Steel's personality, but he's still more down to earth and stuff like that. And when Deku then sees Bakugo manifest his quirk, or he sees how him and his lackeys are bullying a kid, and this kid turned out to be a little girl with spiky ponytail and black hair. It was Momo Yanyorozu. And pretty much she was using her quirk to make dolls, and Bakugo was making fun of her for having a lame quirk like that. There's no way she's going to be a hero, and he tries to take Momo's dolls away that she made with her quirk. And Momo says, I'm training my quirk. I'm practicing so I can get better at it. And Bakugo is making fun of her and tries to aim an explosion towards her, but Deku jumps in the way, and Steel jumps onto, and Turbo jumps onto Deku, and Deku is in like a sort of, imagine Deku having a suit like Max Steel in the picture I show you, but instead of it being blue, it has green. It's green, technically. It's green, but it looks similar, but it's sort of green, technically. It's green, black, and white. Just imagine like this. And Deku then says, Kachan, you shouldn't be bullying people like that. You don't what gives you the right to say which person is qualified to become a hero? And Momo then sees how Deku's trying to protect her, and he actually starts fighting with Bakugo and his lackeys, and they basically start fighting, and Deku is a lot stronger in this what if because of his turbo energy. And he pretty much pushes Bakugo, but he literally pushes him halfway across the playground. And he hits a wall. And he's like, ugh, you Deku! Your quirk's nothing compared to mine. And then they all start fighting, and Deku actually wins. And meanwhile, after the fight, Max Steel basically intervenes as Deku's dad and says, hey, you kids shouldn't be fighting using your quirks like that. It's against the law, remember? You won't be able to use your quirks until you become a pro or get your hero license when you get older. And Bakugo says, whatever. I'm going to become a better hero than you, Max Steel. Now I'll become number one, better and stronger than All Might. And Max and Steel, they basically are looking at Deku. And he said, Well, you have a lot of potential to become a great hero, my son, little Izuku. And Deku's like, yeah, thanks, Dad. So you finally managed to get your hero turbo to actually become part of your suit. I'm actually proud that you're getting stronger every day. And Deku asks Momo if, hey, are you okay? And Momo starts blushing and she says, thank you for helping me and protecting me. And Deku is like, it's okay. I'm trained to become a hero. So it's only natural that I protect everyone. That includes you. And Momo then asks, wait, what's her name? But before she's able to ask that, Momo's parents show up to come get her. And this is like around the time when Momo's parents are gonna move away and because of business and stuff like that. And Momo's parents are working out of the country and then they come to Japan and like in canon, or pretty much in this what if, they become very well known family in Japan. And they're very wealthy and have a very strong business connections. So they're basically very famous around in the hero society and community. And Momo says, I have to go. My parents are calling me. And Deku says, okay, maybe we'll see each other again someday. Alright? I promise you that. And Momo starts to blush and waves goodbye. And Momo's parents start to say, we're sorry, honey, but because of your father's job, we have to move again. I hope you'll be able to make friends in America. And Momo says, it's okay, Mom. Don't worry. I'll be fine. I'm pretty sure someday I'll meet some new friends and be able to come back here someday. And a few years pass, and this is around the start of the anime. Deku is pretty much wanting to apply to UA and take the UA entrance exam, as well as everyone else, but they look at Deku and Bakugo, and they notice that they're the ones who are very likely to become pros and get into UA. Because Deku is the son of the 4th ranked hero, Max Steel. And pretty much, Bakugo is glaring at Deku saying, you think you're gonna become a hero? Well, you're wrong. I'm gonna become number 1. And Deku, he's very confident in this what if because he has a quirk and he has a lot of power, and he's like, Bakugo, Kanchan, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna become number 1. I think number 2 is better suited for you. And Bakugo's like, what'd you say, you damn nerd? Or die! And Bakugo tries to charge at a explosion at Deku, and Deku then says, go turbo, strength. And he goes into turbo strength mode and basically grabs Bakugo and tosses him across the classroom in front of everybody. And the teacher says, alright, you two, no fighting. It's against the law to use your quirks like this. Especially since you're not pros yet. And then Bakugo says, whatever. And him and his lackeys then go outside the classroom and head home since class is over for the day. And Deku, actually, he flies off using his turbo flight mode. And Turbo then says, so, you really want to become the number 1 hero? And Deku's like, yeah, definitely. And I'll get and become stronger, just like my dad and Steel. And Turbo, he's like, yeah, you have a point there. Steel and your father, they're pretty strong. I know that you're going to make your dreams come true, and I'll make sure of that. And in this what if, he doesn't meet the sludge, he doesn't get caught by the sludge villain, so he doesn't meet All Might, and he doesn't get one for all in this what if. But if you guys want him to get one for all in this what if, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try my best, okay? Sorry, allergies. And pretty much it's while Deku is heading to home, he then sees his dad, Max, and Steel, and his mom. And Deku's dad, he asks, hey, Zuko, welcome home. Do you want to sit down with us and eat some dinner? He says, sure thing, Dad. And Steel and Turbo are talking to each other, like, and Turbo's like, so, what type of villains did you fight today? And Steel's like, not that much. Not many villains were that dangerous, so we did manage to save some civilians, and we did a pretty good job. And I'm actually glad some of the people of this city are actually starting to like us, and they're supporting us. And Turbo's like, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait for Deku to make his dreams come true and become a hero. And later on, it's on the next day, Deku is training his physical body to become stronger, and he doesn't use his core to clean Dagobah Beach, so he's getting rid of all the trash all over the Dagobah Beach, and he manages to clean it up day by day, and he's studying for the UA entrance exam. So it's been a month, and it's time for the UA entrance exam. And Deku, he's confident, so he's not going to meet Uraraka the same way he did in canon, but he still will meet her. And President Mike then explains to everyone who's taking the UA entrance exam that this is a point system. So any of you who have to fight a 1-pointer robots, 2-pointer robots, and 3-pointer robots. But Ida then addresses that there's a silhouette of a very big robot in black on screen. And President Mike says, oh yeah, that one. You'd probably be better off leaving that one alone or just ignoring it. And then it's time. Everyone heads to the field where everyone's going to be taking the UA entrance exam fighting portion. And pretty much Deku is mentally preparing himself with Steel. And he's not nervous. He's calm, cool, and collected. And Deku, when President Mike opens the gates, he says, 3, 2, 1, go! And Deku, he says, let's go Turbo! Speed! And he suits up, and with insane speed, he actually zooms past everyone in the blink of an eye. And he pretty much then starts kicking and punching and destroying all 3-pointer robots and 1-pointer robots and 2-pointer robots, and he's just all over the place. So he pretty much is just like everywhere, like all at once, and everyone's trying to keep up with how fast is this kid going. Does he have a speed quirk or enhancement quirk? But then someone's saying, quit gawking at this guy. If we just sit here, he's going to get all the points, and we won't be able to get into UA. And a couple of minutes pass, and pretty much everyone's doing their own thing, destroying robots to get points, and then the 0-pointer robot appears, and Deku then's like, uh-oh, oh boy, that's not good. And Turbo was saying, Gee, you think? That thing's huge. And Deku's about to run, but he then hears a girl screaming. It's Uraka, and she's trapped under some rubble. And Deku, he basically is like, oh no, that girl's gonna be crushed! Turbo, he says, you sure? Alright, sure thing, Chief. And then he says, go Turbo! Flight! He transforms into his flight mode and flies up to the zero-pointer robot's head. And then he says, go Turbo! Oh, strength! And he turns into strength mode. Then he punches and smashes the zero-pointer robot's head. And he pretty much while he's in Turbo's strength mode, he says, go Turbo, flight! And he flies down to the ground, gets and turns into strength mode, and gets Uraka out of the rubble. And then he tells Uraka, okay, stand back. Go Turbo! Charger! He goes into his charger mode, and he charges straight through the center of the zero-point robot's core, and then it starts falling backwards and destroying parts of the already destroyed parts of the city that are the testing grounds. And all of the pros in the observing room are like, wow, this kid has a very strong core. And they start thinking he might become a very great hero, and he'll definitely be getting to UA. And then Deku's asks Uraka, hey, Uraka, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? And then Uraka says, no, I'm fine. And she's blushing. And says, so, what's your name? And President Mike says, all right, everyone. And your time is almost up. You might want to get some more points. And then Uraka pauses and is like, oh no, I gotta get some more points. Well, see you later. And Deku's like, all right, I guess I might have gotten enough points. I'll let everyone else get a couple of points while I'm seeing them from above. And Turbo's like, alright, Cap, that's your choice. And so, just so you know, Cap, I calculated the amount and number of robots you destroyed. So don't worry. And Deku's like, alright, thanks, Turbo. So don't worry, you'll probably get into UA. You'll probably get into UA when you get your acceptance letter. So I guess you have time to kick back and relax, I guess. But you still got a lot to work on. And I'm trying to work on some new type of forms for your cork to improve. And Deku's like, okay, thanks, Turbo. I wouldn't be able to do anything without you. He says, you're welcome, Cap. And then the UA entrance exam test is over. And then Deku is about to turn into his flight mode and fly over to his home. And Uraka is trying to figure out who was that guy. And I wonder if I'll see him again. And Deku flies over to his home, and he basically is met with his father Max and his mother Inko. And then they pretty much both welcome Izuku home, saying, hey Izuku, how'd you do on the test? And Deku's like, oh yeah, don't worry, I don't know for sure if I'll get it or not, but I think I managed to get a decent amount of points and did a good job. And then a week passed, and Deku's training, and then Deku's mother Inko pretty much says, Izuku, honey, your acceptance letter just came in. And Deku opens his letter in front of his dad Max and his mother Inko, and Steel and Turbo are watching, and they say, see All Might in the holographic projection. He says, young man, you did a very good job. You managed to break the record and reach 100 90 points. And Deku, Turbo, Max, and Inko are all in Steel are all like, that's incredible. And Max is like, that's my boy, Zuko. That's my boy. He pats Zuko on the head saying, that's my boy. Great job, Zuko. And they're all wanting to celebrate. And All Might in the projection says, welcome, Izuku Midori, to My Hero Academia. And guys, that's where I'm going to leave it off. As always, leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm also hoping I can make it to 1,000 subscribers. So if you all can, please leave a comment down below. Oh, and pretty much share my videos with anyone you know that has a phone and likes YouTube. And as enough as possible, I'm gonna make more and more videos constantly every day. So just letting you all know. Alright, Infinity Overdrive, Infinite Realities, Infinite Possibilities. See you all next time.